YouTube is the second most visited website in the world with about 34.6 billion monthly visitors. But have you noticed that the very people that rise to fame through YouTube also end up leaving it to do other mainstream businesses?
We just opened our very first physical Mr. Beast burger.
Starting a pizza restaurant.
We have created our own drink company. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen.
Why is it that even with the best possible way of reaching billions of people and making an insane amount of money, do YouTubers not stay as YouTubers forever? For instance, recently Mr. Beast was rumored to raise $150 million at a $1.5 billion valuation to fund his future videos. Not just this, he started working on his energy bar brand along with Beast Burgers.
Yo, you too can eat Beast burgers. I literally just opened 300 restaurants all across America.
Honestly, treating his operation like a full-fledged company. The Paul brothers have almost entirely moved away from daily vlogging to things like wrestling, boxing, and lifestyle products like Prime Hydration. David Dobrik, who rose to fame from his 4-minute 20-second disjointed vlogs, hasn't uploaded a single video in 7 months and has started his own pizza chain called Dobrik's. You see, this game that we're playing of making and uploading videos isn't about views at all. It's about something much, much deeper. It's about distribution. You see, everything in life is about sales. You're always being sold something from someone or are selling something yourself. But you can't do that without people who are willing to buy it from you. That's where marketing, branding, and everything else comes in that tries to convince you to buy something. Do it right over time and you build consumer trust. High trust means high returning customers, means high recurring revenue. But those things aren't certain. And there's no guarantee that people will buy a product just by looking at an ad, no matter how good it is. Mainly because a random viewer holds no relationship or prior connection to that ad. But you see, with creators and influencers, this dynamic between companies selling products and people buying them fundamentally shifted. As creators built their empires, they got millions of people to do one simple thing: trust them. And trust is the most important thing when it comes to buying something. It became a proxy way of brands selling their goods because they could now piggyback on this very trust that creators had built through their content and sell whatever they had with a high level of certainty that people would buy it. Look at the SeatGeek integration that David used to do all the time in his vlogs.
So SeatGeek is an amazing app. That's an app where you can find and buy tickets in literally the easiest way possible.
It was rumored that David's ad read helped SeatGeek increase sales by 1500%. By partnering with creators, companies could now ensure that millions of people would watch their brand placement and not skip it, unlike an ad on a TV channel or the radio. It became a distribution network, a way to reach potential customers quickly without burning a hole through your marketing budget. But there was a problem with the strategy now called influencer marketing. The creators did all the work, but the brands got all the rewards. The thing is, no matter how big YouTube gets, it's still a tiny dent in the broader economic grand scheme of things. This meant big brands and companies still held the power to dictate how much money they were willing to share with the creators. As someone who did all the work, slowly creators started realizing that they were letting go of money that they could themselves make. Why promote someone else's product when you can just make your own? For the longest time, ownership over your work has been the secret to a lot of successful entrepreneurs, especially in digital media.
Key, man, ownership. That's the thing that has changed everything in my life. I own every play, every movie, every character, every TV show. It's all owned by me.
My point is that creators slowly started understanding that once they had subscribers and true fans, aka the distribution network, they no longer needed to only rely on brands to make their money. It would be much more profitable to just create their own brands because they already had their audiences in place. Moreover, it would arguably be easier to do so since they didn't have to worry about placement and relevance of an ad to their audience. Simply by the virtue of them creating it, their audiences would buy into their story no matter what. If you think about it, David Dobrik is known to eat an absurd amount of food. Most of his Instagram stories are about food, and so are large chunks of his vlogs. Having a pizza store makes perfect sense from a content point of view. So does owning a hydration drink if you're a boxer, or creating your own coffee if all you do is drink coffee in your vlogs like Emma Chamberlain. point is that with a large number of potential buyers already lined up, creators with a massive audience have started realizing that it makes more sense to expand their traditional businesses to grow into their true potential than just to rely on brand partnerships to earn their money. This not only maximizes the amount of revenue they can potentially generate, but also protects them from ever getting cancelled by brands. Take the Nelk Boys for instance, a group of partying young men that talk about women, drugs, alcohol, and gambling in the same breath. For them, it's almost impossible to find a brand that is willing to associate themselves with their kind of content. That's a big problem because if you were only relying on brand partnerships, you couldn't make the content you want to, falling prey to what's acceptable.
YouTube never paid us. We're only here because you guys supported us by buying merch.
If you watch the Nelk Boys, that's the last thing they are. Which is why their Happy Dad Seltzer and merch brand makes so much sense. With a loyal fan base already in place, they no longer have to care about being acceptable. They can go all out making the content they really like while knowing that their core audience will buy their products and generate revenue for them to keep doing it forever. But doing this comes with its own challenges. Manufacturing and selling your own products come with its own set of problems. It's almost a full-time job. It requires you to attend business meetings, figure out the logistics, work with traditional businesses that would sell your physical products, and work to make sure that it truly speaks to your core audience. This invariably means that your time moves away from making videos, at least the ones that take the most amount of effort. The only thing that's left is making videos that propel your brand and is low effort to do. Enter podcasts. That's why most of these people still have podcasts, but no vlog. You have Impulsive by Logan Paul, the Nelk Boys have the Full Send Pod, and Codico has the TMG Pod. It's the perfect blueprint. Get millions of subscribers on YouTube, then expand your business by selling some products that's related to your niche and your character arc. It helps you tap into your full potential while not compromising on the type of videos you want to make based on just sponsors. Of course, all this requires work, and no wonder we're seeing more and more YouTubers be less of YouTubers and more of traditional businessmen. If you like this video, you'll love this video on the business of making YouTube videos and this deep dive into the return of Casey Neistat. This was the FrontRunners Show. We upload an episode every Sunday at 10 a.m. Like this video, subscribe to the TFC channel for more such content, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.